signing in. Welcome to the first episode of Mother Loving Session.
The very first episode.
One. I am your host, Tookie, and I'm going to have alongside here with me my longtime friend and brother, Herbz.
Yes. This is Herbz, the highest guy on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what's happening.
Pretty much. So, just a little run through. Mother Loving Session is a podcast for everything: politics, news, entertainment, fashion, sports, arts. And for the smokers in the room, we will be indulging in different strains of different types of marijuana, giving our feedback, analyzing it. We're going to have some different experts on here who can give us their feedback.
Shout out to all the sponsors. Most definitely shout out to all the sponsors.
Shout out to all the sponsors. We definitely could not do this without you all. So, we are going to go ahead and dive on into this thing. Of course, there's some serious stuff that we need to get to, but we're going to wait until later on for all of that good stuff. Let's start off with this so-called Trump rally that was supposed to happen this past Saturday. So I don't know if you all know, originally he had planned the rally for Juneteenth, this bastard. And because he got so much bad feedback about it, he decided to change the day to the 20th instead of the 19th, that Saturday. Then this nigga, he not a nigga. This orange went and said that he is the one who enlightened America of Juneteenth. He said that Americans didn't know about Juneteenth until he made it famous. So this is the person that y'all voted to run this country. And for those who were satisfied with the $1,200 that they received and felt like that was enough to vote this man into office again, go shoot yourself.
Ooh. But you know he giving out another stimulus, right?
Is he giving it out,
yeah,
or did he get approved?
He just had a press conference and that is getting approved.
Yeah, so it did get approved.
Yeah.
After many rebuttals from the Senate, our Republican-led Senate, who does everything that our president asks.
I mean, but do they really have a choice now?
Anyways, shout out to the more money that we're gonna get.
No shout out to
please
them.
Still don't vote this man into office again.
All right, so let's go back first, because you were informing me on this before we started the show. I really didn't look into it, so I definitely appreciate that information. So he originally planned it for Juneteenth.
Oh yeah, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which if you don't know about Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black Wall Street was a community of wealthy, thriving Black businesses.
Strong.
That white people found another trumped up event or something that they said happened that didn't happen and used that to go and burn down all of our businesses. And many people lost their lives. And you know what's even crazier about this is I know adults like my parents' age that I had to tell them about Black Wall Street.
Inform them on this.
They had never heard of it before. So, yeah, that's Black Wall Street. He planned his rally on Juneteenth
in the Black Wall Street location.
The Black Wall Street location. So that's that. Yeah. So he planned the rally. I actually received a text message, I want to say it's about 2 months ago, from someone with a link. And the link read that if I signed up, I could RSVP for the event. And it sent me the 2 tickets. And what it was, people were RSVPing for the event with no intention on going at all. So
it's kind of like a scam.
So his campaign manager, as well as Trump, was bragging on how all these millions of people were planning on attending the Trump rally. But it could only fit like 100,000 people. So they were bragging on this 100,000 people that was going to be there. I don't know if you all know, but 6,700 came. And the stands were looking real empty out there. And Trump's campaign manager said that it was the Black Lives Matter protesters that caused people not to come to the rally, not the fact that niggas just don't fuck with bro. Like, right. Like, that's what that is.
Well, I say this, he sold more tickets than the Falcons.
Oh.
And that's my team. But back to the matter at hand, though. Yeah, people really don't fuck with him. It's people starting to. I know, man. I know.
Okay, I guess we gonna move on. I love the Falcons. They sorry. Matt Ryan need to learn how to take a hit.
It's not Matt Ryan. Don't say Matt Ryan. But we gonna move on, man.
But I'll never ever put orange over the Falcons. I'll never do that to my city. Period. So yeah, and apparently the whole scam was made up by K-pop TikTok, which is the Asian
version of TikTok. Okay.
So shout out to y'all. Y'all not even over here dealing with this man. Y'all see that he's a problem. Right. So
I mean, I think the whole world see that he a problem now. Like at first it was just for propaganda with him just being a celebrity, but now that he got some power, it's like you just a real problem. It ain't propaganda with you no more.
This is real.
Just out here, yeah. Like we got to go through this.
So yeah, that was that. In other news, Bubba, what's his last name?
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace from NASCAR. He is the only Black American that's in like the top. That's a full-time driver, correct?
Well, he's a top-tier driver.
Top tier.
He's a top-tier driver, and he's actually in the top 10 ranking.
Okay.
So he's actually a ranked driver. But he is the only partially Black American in the sport of NASCAR.
Which
right now
is 2020. How long has NASCAR been around?
I'm not for certain about the actual date, but it's well over 50 years of NASCAR been going on.
Yeah. So
I mean, but truthfully, that's just showing at least we still advancing. Like it's not too many Black people that just want to drive cars or do anything like that. That's just like hockey. Like if you look at hockey, it's maybe only 3 or 4 Black people that play hockey too. So yeah, but I mean, it's advancing, you know.
Also, but still going on from the Bubba Wallace story, they found a noose that was hung in his garage. So you just spoke on how it shows that we're progressing.
Right.
However, it's not that much progress because after finding this noose, I don't know, you all can look online and see it. NASCAR said that it was not a noose, that it was in fact a tool to pull the garage down, correct?
Yes, a garage pull. Well, a door pull.
A door pull.
Yeah.
Now, like, I've seen garages before. Isn't it normally like a little string and then it has like a little plastic piece that you pull down?
Most definitely.
The noose, not the door pull, the noose that was found in his garage had the makings and the knot tying of a noose. Somebody took their time and did that.
And what people got to understand too is most of the time when you have a steel garage, the pull is actually going to be a chain.
Facts.
It's not going to be an actual rope. It's not going to be a noose. It's not going to be anything that has to be tied in a knot. It's going to be a chain. I mean, but once again, we're making advancements, you know.
Shout out to the advancements.
Shout out to NASCAR.
So let me get your thoughts on this COVID culture, the culture of COVID. Because I know you and I have different views on being out here. Because I'm ready. I cannot wait to go to the club.
I want to get out too. You know what I'm saying? Like I've gone out to certain places.
Herbz out here.
I've gone out to certain places on the strength of the people that's been in there.
Man, you don't know all them people that's inside that club.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the only reason I've gone is because of the people that's in here, the people that invited me out. But I haven't gone just, like I know people who's gone out every weekend since the city been open. I've been out once.
But you know, in spirit, I'm with y'all. I'm. Please go on live for me so I can act like I'm in the club because I really want to go. But I just see myself getting in there and breathing and thinking about everybody else breathing in here.
But you also have to understand this about.
And I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
But I'm saying
that's just what's gonna happen.
Tookie, you gotta understand about this.
And
about
niggas yelling and rapping songs, and it's just breath and COVID. Breath and COVID.
But listen, it's a porous virus, so that means not only does it travel through the air, it lives on surfaces. So you don't have to actually go in here and be around nobody breathing on you or coughing on you to get this.
Correct, but
like
your
you can go and touch a
chances
door.
of
You can go
inside of South Beach on All National. Y'all gonna heighten y'all chances.
I mean, if you go into Walmart with 100 people, you gonna heighten your chances.
But I'm gonna have my mask on at Walmart.
You gonna have gloves on?
If I don't have gloves, I got Lysol wipes that I'm wiping my buggy down with before I push it.
But
I can't wipe the
it
bar.
kills 99.9. You still got that 0.1.
Even.
99.9. It still kill that. You know, it still got that 0.1.
So these are the type the I guess the arguments that people are having right now, and that's why the people that are in these offices are struggling with opening the city or not, because we have people who feel like you are like, oh, it's a virus, which it is a virus, and it's not people that is our age that's out here dying. So I give you that too.
But I mean, I personally feel like everybody needs to take precautions.
But it's like
you got to take your own precautions.
Everybody can catch a cold, right? But if I can avoid getting a cold,
I mean, but that's true too. But I'm saying, with you being out, you heighten your chances of catching anything. So you gonna sit
in the club.
So you gonna sit in the house for the rest of it? You know what I'm saying?
Even more. No.
So you gonna sit in the house?
I don't know. Like I originally said.
Once again.
I
just want y'all to know that I've only been out once. Okay, I've been out one time.
I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to play him like he's just out here.
Yeah, like nah, I've been out once.
You went out.
Yeah, we was out though. Like, look, I want y'all to get confused. Like, we went out. We was out. If you feel me. Like we went to like 3 spots in one night. You know what I'm saying? We was out.
Hold on, bro. You didn't tell me this.
I did. I told you we went. Well, we didn't go to 3 clubs. We went to a house and you know what I'm saying, just seeing a couple different people. And then we went to the club. But other than that,
y'all, next episode, Herbz gonna have on a mask.
I mean, I got my mask now. You know, I came. You know, y'all just got back from the capital, the COVID capital.
We had masks. We did just come back from. Me and my homegirls went to DC and New York and be more.
New York.
And it was lit. I mean, like, I had never been to New York before.
The folks out there passing out COVID like Timberlands out there in New York. I don't know what she talking about. Them folks got the highest counts, and their counts going up every day. They wearing all these masks. No more, man, yes. New York and Florida still have the highest counts.
We gonna look that up, because I don't know about that. Anyways, Atlanta, Georgia numbers going up. I know that. And
yeah, definitely.
Florida going up.
Florida numbers going up. Think about as soon as they open up Florida, everybody went to Florida, right?
Everybody getting sick.
They down there drinking out the same cup, just passing it around. Here, take a sip. Cup runneth over. Take a sip.
Yeah, man, I'm scared. And then like dating right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could just.
How are people dating? And I get it. Like, I don't feel like you should not date. Because a pandemic is going on.
Yeah, right. Can't even call it an epidemic. Like, it's
We're in a pandemic. Why not? You still need to have a sex life. But I don't know. Like, when it comes to like new people, like, are you?
Nah, yeah, I don't have nobody new in my life. No.
I can't do nobody new. Damn, and I damn sure don't.
Right. I mean.
I'm just chilling, y'all. I honestly, I have started, like, COVID has given me the opportunity to start a project, i.e. audience right here, Mother Loving Session. Shout out to COVID, because I don't know how I would have did this if I had been still doing my 9 to 5. And from what I'm seeing, many people are starting projects and starting businesses. Like people who have been procrastinating or just couldn't find the time to really invest.
Because they ain't had nothing else to do. Like, think about it. We was on lockdown for, about 40 days? Like, if you couldn't get nothing together in 40 days.
Well, Georgia technically never really locked down, in my opinion.
I mean, but I'm saying, like, if you wasn't an essential worker, like, you were, you know what I'm saying? It was unlocked. Like, you couldn't go nowhere. People weren't working. So
yeah, people weren't working.
And that's my thing. Like, people weren't going anywhere neither. You couldn't. The clubs were shut down. Everything was shut down. So you can't go nowhere. All you gonna do is stay in the house or go to the grocery store, go to the gas station.
And that's how. Let's see. When did Corona start? In February?
I mean, it was talked about in February, but the city shut down in like March.
It's gonna be a baby boom, like how it was back in the day. Watch how many people gonna be having kids around November and December. Everybody gonna be locked down. Niggas gonna be embarrassed. They're not even gonna announce that they are pregnant because they're gonna know that so many people have gotten pregnant during this time. But
no, it's gonna be pregnant parties out here.
I'm here for the love. I don't. If y'all in love, y'all love it. I love it. Just take care of them babies.
I was about to say, baby mama's finna be meeting up. They finna be doing the yoga, the pregnant yoga, everything.
Hey, they got time. Nobody at work.
Right. So, like, have you gotten word on when you going back to work?
You know what's crazy? Like, lately, I keep dreaming that I wake up in the morning from a text message from my manager telling me that I gotta come back to work. Like, and it's not a good dream. Like, it's a nightmare.
I was about to say.
It's somewhat of a nightmare. I'm not ready to go back. I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I love my career. I love my passion more. And it's hard to follow your passion when you got bills to pay. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's the comfort of knowing that you got a paycheck at the end of the week that makes people not take that leap into, you know, different business investments or different opportunities of being an entrepreneur. So I know that was me. Like, definitely. I know I got to feed my kids. I know I got to pay this rent, podcast. I got all this equipment, but we're going to keep you in this corner right here until I run
to work.
Check.
I got to go to work.
You got to go to work today.
Right.
So,
understandable.
But no. I, no word of when I'm coming back. What about you?
Not that I know of. I mean, that was given a date on like October, but that's the last thing I heard. October.
And I hate to say this, but I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
She's not gonna say it, but I'll say it. Like, I don't plan on going back.
It's not that I don't plan on going back. I honestly don't think they're going to call me back because, unfortunately, my job had to let go a lot of people, and it's going to take a lot of time for multiple industries to get back to where they were. And being that is the case, they're not going to be able to hire everybody back.
Right.
We're not going to need all of y'all.
Not at one time anyway.
We don't have all this going on where we're going to need all of y'all. So, honestly, I don't think that I am going to be rehired. So that brings me to, like, okay, adulting, right? Because everybody's trying to do it. I don't know. You would think somebody would have written a book by now.
On how to be an adult?
On the shit not to do. Because I don't think nobody ever knows how to be an adult. You're figuring it out as you go along. But it's been enough of y'all that done messed up some shit that, like, hey, start a group message on Facebook or a group chat and just drop shit in here. Like, hey, don't do this. I tried this. This didn't work for me. And then...
So how about we try that?
We should do that.
So y'all be on the lookout.
We're on the Mother Loving Session Facebook page. We're going to put all the shit not to do as an adult.
Right.
That'll help a lot of people.
Especially from the age of 25 to 30. And then if you like me personally, I did a lot of dumb shit.
Then we all. Then we all.
But yeah, and then it's just for the betterment of our people. You know what I'm saying? Just for the betterment of our people.
Yeah.
It's going to start with us. Like, it can start with us. And you can break a chain. Once you break one link, all the links will eventually start to break. So.
And you can see just with this Black Lives Matter movement at the level that it is now, because of course this movement started a while ago.
Right.
But at the level that it is now, because people are so unified, is making shit happen. And that's how, I think that's how they are able to keep us on the dumbed down level that, excuse me, unfortunately black people are operating and functioning in, because they keep us against each other, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, not only do they keep us against each other, but it's more of a mentality thing too, because it's like, I gotta get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how we train, unfortunately. And it's not just, we just train to be against each other. It's just like, hey, I gotta get it too, just like you. So it's a dog-eat-dog world, you know what I'm saying? It's either me or you, and 9 times out of 10, well, I ain't gonna even say 9 times, 10 times out of 10, like, you dead.
I gotta make sure I'm straight first.
Man, most definitely,
but if we weren't put in these crab in a barrel type of situations, people won't have to make decisions like that where I'm trying to step on you to get up.
Get up, yeah.
Because white people don't do that. White people give so much shit away, like how stingy, like, and it's not even, I don't want to say that black people are stingy because we don't have the resources, but the way that white people just, like, do you see how much Donald Trump bitched about the Obamacare?
Yeah.
Because he said we couldn't afford it, right?
Right.
Yet you had money to give out $1,200 to every American, at least $1,200. Where does money come from? Like, you know what I mean? But, and that's why it's people who like, damn, he done gave us $1,200. I'm finna vote for this nigga. I'm like,
then
damn,
it's people saying,
nigga, you ain't never had no job before.
Right. And that was my whole thing about the $1,200. Like, I wasn't against the $1,200, but I wasn't for it either. Like, I really didn't care about it on the strength of, it's a petty party. Like, that's not gonna take care of anybody.
Nobody. That doesn't cover my rent
at all. That doesn't cover anybody. That doesn't cover anybody's expenses for the month. Not down here in Atlanta, Georgia. Like, I don't care who you are, where you stay at. That doesn't cover anybody's expenses. Not all your expenses.
So I do feel like that was kind of.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of like how you give like the little kid the controller with the game not plugged in here, just to get you know what I'm saying, act like you playing, like y'all still here. That's what I feel like that was a little bit.
Really?
Yes, I mean, because the reason why I said it is
that's a good
like
analogy.
If y'all look at what Canada was getting a month, then you will see what I mean. I just want y'all to go look up what Canada was getting a month compared to the United States citizens.
But you remember I told you, like, their original stimulus was like summed up at like $8,200 or something like that. Like, their original. And so who knows what they've come up with since then after the country has been, or if they have, I don't know if they have, but they was giving them money.
They were
y'all
getting
was having about
$3,500 a week.
They was getting getting money. They was making sure them folk was straight.
They were getting money, $3,500 a week,
so,
and y'all are happy about $1,200.
They don't know no better.
A one-time buy of $1,200.
They don't know no better. It's honestly people like the unemployment.
Right. I mean, but
I'm grateful for the unemployment.
Right, I was about to say that did help a lot.
Don't get me wrong. I'm more than grateful for it, especially with the extra $600 on top of it. However, this extra $600 is something new.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the people that have been surviving off of unemployment
before the extra $600.
Before the $600. That ain't no money.
Right.
Like, and this is what this man awarded to you all for you all to survive a pandemic with. I'm like, I don't know, make it make sense. Please, somebody, anybody.
Once again, take the controller, give it to your little cousin.
Shit. I've never done that before, but just because you
we did it all the time.
Like, that's what I'm saying, because you threw that out so quick, that sounds like some shit that you did on
and then eventually, you know what I'm saying, once you
like that, now that I think about it.
I mean, eventually you'll wise, you know what I'm saying, you'll wise up.
Sure.
People gonna start wising up and understanding.
I'm gonna call my brother after this and we're gonna talk about it.
Like, people gonna start wising up and understanding, like, what he's doing now is actually gonna jeopardize us in the next 5 to 10 years, just on the strength of what is the currency of money gonna change into. Because money is going to change over. It's not going to be, the dollar bill is eventually going to be worthless. Because right now, for those who don't know, the dollar bill ain't nothing but cotton and paper mixed together. So eventually that's going to be worthless.
You don't realize that it's not worthless. I mean, I don't know why we ever went from the gold standard in the first place.
I mean, because gold is so many more minerals out here that are either valuable or, you know what I'm saying, that just as valuable as gold.
I get it.
So like oil is just as valuable as gold, but it's a whole, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole nother.
But we can't use oil as a currency.
But that's what I'm saying. So we can't really use gold as a currency.
They did.
But they had to change it.
I wonder why. I'm gonna look that up too.
Man, let's look it up. I mean, but now it's going to think about Bitcoin. Now it's going to go. It's definitely going to go.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Crypto. It's definitely going to go electronic.
That's very true.
So that's the next wave that people need to be gearing up for, most definitely.
Bitcoin.
Not even just Bitcoin, but just on the strength of. Have you noticed how all of the banks now have some kind of online banking?
But does that not scare you though? Because shit can be hacked so easily.
I mean, but that's why, you know what I'm saying, they have certain things where, you know, money is protected regardless. Your money gonna be protected.
Ain't nobody protected from scammers. They always got somebody that's smarter than you.
Right.
These niggas live off that shit.
Right. I mean, but once again, the money is gonna be protected. Like, they can take all your money. As long as you can tell the bank, like, hey, I didn't approve none of these transactions.
Your money is only insured up to a certain amount.
I mean, but how much are you gonna have in your bank account?
I mean, I get that, but just for, cause I ain't balling yet, but you know what I mean? Like, people who do have a lot of money, like, that scares me.
Yeah.
Because it's only insured up, just like with regular insurance on your house or on your car or anything. It's only insured up. We only gonna pay a certain amount of money. Like, hold on, chill out. We not finna give you all that.
Right, but I mean, at a certain point, y'all gonna be like, hold on, like, the bank's not even gonna clear a certain amount at a certain time anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe
they're gonna take.
But hackers, I believe in hackers.
Yeah, most definitely, they're out here. They're definitely out here. But what I'm saying is, if you got $50,000 in your bank account, you not really gonna have to worry about nobody taking $50,000 out of your bank account.
To the bank though, they ain't worried about that. You'll get that back.
And that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying like big money. I ain't saying nothing like that. I'm talking about just a couple thousand.
Sorry.
This girl here.
Sorry. Anyways, so on to sports. I recently read that the NBA was considering giving players rings that could like track their temperature and heart rate and all that good stuff and detect for COVID symptoms. Because why? I don't understand. Like, I mean, I get it. NBA, they didn't get to play this year. Is that why they're so pressed? No.
They got to play. They just had to be stopped. Like, they stopped during prime time. So they stopped in March. So they had 2 months left of the season because the playoffs started in May.
I got you.
So that was,
Because I couldn't figure out, like, because you're hearing more about the NBA than the NFL.
But that's like the prime American sport though now.
The NBA?
The NBA, yeah. Because they don't make the most money, but they're the most profitable.
Explain that.
As far as like baseball players,
I know they make the most.
They make the most money, but they make the most money over time. So like for somebody to have, when you hear about those big baseball contracts, $300 million, that's $300 million for 13 years or 12 years, 10 years.
So they spread it out?
Yeah. Now LeBron James, per year. It's broken down. It's broken down by minute, all that type of stuff. Whenever you suit up and healthy and ready to play, you getting paid.
Gotcha.
And then
what about practice?
Practice, I'm not concerned about practice. I just know like those game day checks and stuff like that, those things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think they get paid for practice just on the strength of, hey, I can get hurt in practice.
I feel you. Yeah, they should.
But like as far as baseball goes, like I say, you will hear about a $300 million deal or a $400, $500 million deal, but that'd be over 13, 14, 15 years of playing. In the NBA, Steph Curry just got almost a $300 million deal for 5 years.
What?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's why I say like baseball players make the most.
So how is that just based off the terms that the NBA set up as opposed to the?
No, that's based on the terms of what my contract is set up through my employer. Gotcha. Like it's still a job, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just getting $300 million to get out here and do this for 5 years, and then but it's certain intangibles and it's certain things that he has to achieve to get that full $300
million. So it's possible, cause like what's the guy Antonio Brown, is that the one? Because he don't play no more, right?
He's out. Yeah.
But he had he went with, who was the Patriots?
Yeah, so he bounced around.
But I'm talking about, who was he with before he started running his mouth where
he was
the
Steelers. So he was with the Steelers. Then he left the Steelers. He got traded to the Raiders. And then once he got traded to the Raiders, like he did some off the wall stuff. Got to the left the Raiders and signed with the Patriots. And all he had to do was just shut up for 10 days, and he was gonna get $80 million.
Man,
from
10 days.
3 different teams. So it'd be a total of $80 million from 3 different teams or something like that. That might have been the contract. But he got on the internet and started talking again, and the Patriots let him go.
I saw that. Yeah, that's when
and now he's out of a job.
Because he was like, was he the one that was going off crazy on his baby mama?
Unfortunately. And that's my thing. Like, I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I understand certain situations, but to do it publicly is, at the end of the day, no matter what she did, it's still gonna look bad on
you, because you're a celebrity. Everybody know you. We don't know her.
Right. Like, that's your baby mama. Okay, cool. Like, and then don't get on there and do all of that, and then a week later, you right back with her. You on the internet calling her a bitch, all in front of the police.
Got back with her.
Yeah, he got right back with her a week later.
Damn, yo.
Right. That's my only issue about it. Like, everything else, hey, bro, you shoot yourself in the foot. You shoot yourself in the foot. You gotta learn how to walk that off.
We should be able to vote out some celebrities, like from the black culture, like Raven-Symoné.
But Raven be having some valid points, though.
Raven, the first person to go.
Raven be having some valid points.
Raven's third. Candace Owens, you the first one. You gotta go. We been done with you. Long time ago. Second, Stacy Dash. We were done with you a while ago too. You gotta go. Damn, man, Stacy is so beautiful. It's like, damn, Stacy was one of the images that black people use to represent a black woman, like the natural black woman.
Man, but she didn't even look like a natural black woman.
She did. She was
like
pretty.
Brown, hazel eyes, and
black people can have hazel eyes.
Bronze hair. Like, she was mixed with something. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't think so.
Like, she wasn't in that class with Nia Long and Jada Pinkett and Halle Berry. Like, she wasn't a Jet magazine.
I'm sure
girl.
Stacy.
Hey, listen, my mama collected the Jets, all right?
Stacy was never.
I ain't seen her, all right? I haven't seen her at all.
I know she was on Jet. I'm gonna look that up.
I haven't seen Stacy Dash on a Jet magazine. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, she didn't fit in that category. Like, that's who I seen growing up, me personally. Like, I seen Stacy Dash on Clueless, and that was it. Like, what else did she do after Clueless? That's what I'm saying. True. Like, but she didn't do nothing after Clueless. Or something? No, she was always an actor. Like, she was always supposed to be an actor. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what we need to stop doing, I personally feel like, is making people that we don't really know famous. Like, we don't know nothing about these folks. Like,
I mean, we don't know nothing about nobody famous.
But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if people are not coming out here giving you their story as they're getting famous, like, think about most rappers, especially the rappers that we grew up on. You feel like you know them because they gave you their story, coming up in that music and stuff like that.
I mean, I feel like I know them because I grew up with them.
But you grew up listening to what they were saying. A lot of think about Andre. Andre gave you his story coming up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about T.I. T.I. gave you his story coming up. Even Jeezy gave you his story coming up. Like, even if it was fabricated, he still felt like. And then you seen, hey, I went from a dope boy to.
So it's okay if it's fabricated?
Yeah, it's all right. Movies are fabricated. Everything has been fabricated. History itself is fabricated.
So you're saying lie to me. Mm-mm. As opposed
I'm not
to
saying
not
lie to
give
you.
Me a story.
I'm not saying lie to you. I'm just saying give you a way out. Mm. Like, nowadays, people don't really have a way out on things. People just say stuff and just be like, yeah, you know, okay, so how I do it? They show you how to do it, but don't tell you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? When you need to do it, or how it need to be
how
done.
to go about doing it or how long
Right.
it takes
So-
to do it. Like,
And that's
it's
what I
not
say about,
overnight.
you know what I'm saying, certain rappers or certain artists or certain actors at least showed you their progression as an actor.
But at the same time, you do remember, like you said, this is a job. So it's people that they're working for that's approving and
But I'm saying,
disproving
Stacy Dash,
their content.
once again,
I don't know.
the actors that I named, Halle Berry, Neil Long, like they have proven content.
But do
Stacey
we know
Dash
we don't
doesn't
know
have
their
proven.
story.
But I'm saying they have proven content, and you've seen their growth through their acting.
Yeah, I just can't remember
You don't-
what else Stacey
you
Dash
don't-
was in. I'm sure she was in some more shit.
Bro, listen. What I'm saying is, if you can't remember what she was in, that'll tell you right there.
I also smoke a lot of weed.
But you can remember.
So,
you know
we're
Jada
gonna-
Pinkett. You know Jada Pinkett was in Set It Off, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What other movie do you know Jada Pinkett was in?
Jada was in a lot of movies. Menace to Society.
All right, that's 2 right there that you just named. Give me 2 Stacey Dash movies.
Clueless.
Clueless 2.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's Clueless 2.
I was gonna say I think there was a Clueless too, but I don't think she was in it.
Oh.
But I could be wrong because I don't think I watched it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even if Stacey Dash does have
But
more
she
movies
was-
and things of that nature.
But she had many features in a lot
Most
of people's
definitely, she was
shows.
definitely.
And
And that's
she
the
was
thing.
that
She was definitely a
black
beautiful
that
girl.
everybody knew. Everybody knew who Stacey
But
Dash was.
they knew her for being the black girl that acted like the dumb blonde. That was always her role. Like, no matter what, even in commercials, she was always the okay girl. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that'd be my only thing. If people show their progression and show like, hey, I've stepped it up. I've come from this point and made it to this point and made it to this point now. All right, cool. You can support that. But I can't support Stacey Dash if she's still acting the same way she acting 20 years ago. You still acting like the dumb blonde and you a grown woman.
Because I wouldn't have been watching Clueless if I hadn't known that. Period.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Like,
But no, I get what you're saying. Like, we've seen people's growth. and we
right.
haven't
We've seen
her
people's
growth.
maturity. We haven't seen her maturity.
Like,
yet.
honestly, that's why I like Cardi B. Because we've seen the levels of Cardi B. Like,
But she came out the gate just like that too. Like, she's still getting her ways. Like, I was just seeing her on the internet not too long ago, and she was.
yeah, I'm not for certain. Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have a quick intermission. We'll be right back. Thank you all again for tuning into this first session. We are going to hop back into the conversations. We have to talk about the serious stuff that's going on now. I know I don't want to say that I'm tired of hearing about it because, I mean, it's real and it's happening, so I can't get tired. But I know that this conversation of the deaths has been draining. I know that I have shed many tears since finding out about the George Floyd shooting, and then after the Brooks shooting, you know, just that was another session. So it's just like, I know that this is draining, but I do feel like I would be doing it a disservice if I don't discuss the killing of our black men and women here in America.
Most definitely.
So the three officers that ran in Breonna Taylor's home, shooting her 8 times. However, they fired how many?
I'm not really for certain on the.
It was in the
round.
20s.
It definitely was in the high 20s.
It was in the 20s of rounds that were shot,
But
but 8 of them went into her. Those officers have just been indicted. I don't know if you all know, but the Breonna Taylor shooting was before George Floyd's. A good time before his, correct? Was it before Ahmaud's?
I don't think it was before.
It was between both of them. So, anyways, this young woman was killed a while ago, and the fact that the officers are just not being indicted is disgusting. In the least bit, it shows that we're still. I mean, we knew that our justice system was fucked up and that it was not set to protect black people, but to make money off of us. But this situation, it just made me sick to my stomach because there's no confusion about
what's going on.
Who is wrong?
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all were wrong. The people that protect us were wrong. But as I said, I do believe.
But the story is that he shot first. Her boyfriend shot first, correct?
He shot at them after they were shooting. He definitely shot at them.
So they shot first.
Yeah, they came in there busting. However, that's still he didn't get charged with anything at all.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't get charged.
So I definitely know that. So I mean that definitely brings speculation right there.
But
I didn't get charged with anything.
Because I think that the reason they're dragging their feet about this is because once these officers get charged, it can't stop there. These officers were doing their job, as in they were sent to this house. Right. So now we need to go talk to this judge that signed this no-knock warrant. What justification did these officers or these detectives, what evidence did they bring to you that you felt like it was okay for them to run in this person's house without any, like, what made you decide to be the judge, the trial, and the jury right there? That's why they're dragging their feet about this. Because I know if I were those officers and I'm in jail, holla at your boy too, because he need to come in there with me. So I think that's why they drag their feet about it. And I think that it's not going to end at this, but I'm grateful that at least they have indicted these officers.
Oh, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, I personally...
Did they indict them? They didn't indict them. They just fired them. They indicted the Ahmaud Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. They just indicted the 3 guys that killed Ahmaud.
So they haven't indicted.
They didn't indict those officers. They just got fired.
Okay.
And like I said, that's why. Because they're going to have to talk to that judge. If they get charged, they're going to have to charge a lot more people. So I hate to say it. I'm praying that they do something, some kind of legal justice for this. But I think it's going to be a long road because it's going to question a lot of people that are in authority.
But I mean...
And that's just messed up.
You really don't have to be smart to be in authority. You know that?
Not at all. How old do you have to be a police officer? 18?
18 years old, 6 months of training, and maybe like
but
a
judge, you have to be smart to be a judge.
No. How?
I took the LSAT. That bitch is not easy at all. Like, at all.
That's
you have
just
to
knowing,
be smart.
But that's just knowing the law, though.
No, the LSAT is not about the law. You don't, on the LSAT test, the law school test, there is no law questions on that bitch at all.
I mean, so
there's
what's the point
no
of
law
it?
questions on there at all.
I thought that was the whole point of at least
you got reasoning. You got pages of passages that you have to scan through them bitches and answer real reasoning, deep, in-depth questions about that shit. They have these things called logic games where they give you a tad bit of information and you got to make a chart and decide if so-and-so went to France, her brother went to this, how is this person related to this person based off of maybe 6 facts that they gave you. There's no law questions on the law school test
that's
at
crazy.
all. So no, I do believe you have to be a smart person you got to be smart to get in law school. Period. Period.
I would have never even thought about it. Like, I would have thought, like, hey, you just get in here, you learn the law, just learn and understand.
Because that's the thing, you should be able to, you have to know how to practice law, like, and apply it to different situations. It's not knowing the law. And that's the thing, like, they try to make law so black and white, but it's not. It's not black and white because different situations require different
laws.
Different reactions.
Or different reasoning.
Yeah, different reasoning. There you go. Different reasoning. So, like, I was over here not too long ago having a discussion with some people, and that was right after the Brooks incident. And they were trying to say, well, this man did pull a taser. Like, how many people pull a taser on an officer? You're not supposed to do that. Granted, you're not supposed to do that. This is true. But that deserved for this man to get shot and killed.
But a taser isn't isn't considered a deadly weapon in Georgia.
It isn't considered a deadly weapon.
Yeah, so I mean,
and
what's crazy is an actual BB gun or pellet gun is considered a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
That's why they tell you don't walk around with them, but a taser isn't. Just because of the simple fact that it can be mistaken as a gun, but an actual taser.
Though. You can,
I mean, you
if
can.
You got like a health issue or something like that. You can,
but it's still not considered a deadly weapon in Georgia.
So I don't feel like it was. But anyways, what they were trying to push at is that he was resisting arrest.
I mean, that's cool. That's understandable.
And they try to play the line as far as you know what you're supposed to do with an officer and what you're not supposed to do with an officer. And I just feel like that's bullshit to me, because this officer, yes, he is an officer of the law and he has his badge, and I owe him a certain level of respect due to his given
right. But
position.
The law actually is not made to protect him. The law is actually made to protect you.
But
so his job first is to protect and serve.
But
you got to protect me before you serve me.
This is true. But when they leave from like their, what is that called? The station. What they wanted to make sure that they do is that they come home to their family.
I mean, that's cool. Everybody wants that. Everybody. So that's nothing, and that's what I don't understand. Like, I know that they're taught that. That's something that they're actually taught. Hey, we just trying to make a home to our family, and things of that nature.
So when you're scared, and that's the thing, like, they need to just say, okay, he was scared. Like, it's not because this man was doing anything that you really felt would. Oh, you don't need that. I'm sorry.
I'll take it.
It's not that he was doing anything that was seriously dangerous, that had them in danger. It was just that he was scared. You know what I mean? You didn't feel like running behind this man. Not because when he turned around and fired that taser, you weren't scared for your life. That's the only time that you should pull a gun on someone. As an officer, they have mace, they have a nightstick, they have a taser, and then they have a gun. So you have a couple steps that you can hit before pulling your gun. How do you automatically get to the gun pulling? You know what I mean? Your job is to chase this man. How often are officers even chasing people anymore?
But he didn't even have to chase him. You already had his license.
This is true.
You already had his car.
It just don't make sense. Name. None of it makes sense. It's just, but this is how they've been trained.
But once again, if we're gonna defund the police, we're gonna have to defund the officials as well. But I don't think they're gonna take it that far.
I feel you.
Because once again, like, it goes hand in hand. And that's why I was kind of saying about being a judge, you don't really have to be smart. But like I said, that's just because I thought, you know what I'm saying, the LSAT was just, hey, you go in here, you learn different laws, you learn different structures of the law and things of that nature. That's what I really thought it was about.
But that's, I mean, I'm sure once you get in law school, that is the case. But for now, I mean, like, when just entry is you're not practicing, you're not learning law.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. I don't know. I've already known this about the country. It's not like they've been killing us for a while. But I think because I have kids now, I have 2 black boys
that are eventually gonna become men.
Hell, they ain't even gotta become men at this point. They shooting the boys. So that in itself scares me. Like, that's what made me cry about the Brooks shooting. Because I know I got kids, and I don't know how I'm gonna protect them out here with all this stupid shit going on. You know?
I mean, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my mother sat down and had pretty much the same conversation like that. But
after all this?
Yeah. I mean, as far as why all this is going on.
Yeah.
And I just got to tell you, like I told her, now is the time to, hey, if if you gotta shed tears, get all that stress out, get all that worry out. Now's the time to build up that confidence and be strong. Because, you know what I'm saying, certain situations is just not gonna be in your control, unfortunately. So you just gotta, hey, now you gotta build up, you know what I'm saying, both of your sons to be strong black men as well.
But do I teach them to be like hard?
I mean, it's not about being hard, it's just about being strong. Hey, you know who you are. You a strong black man, no matter what you grow up to become. Because you can't, it's a difference from what he's becoming or what you know what I'm saying, just showing him, hey, this is what you're gonna be regardless. Like, you're gonna become something else, but you're gonna have that pride of, hey, you a strong black man regardless.
Right. That part.
Yeah. So
I got that. I get that.
You just gotta be strong. I can't really explain it because I don't know how it is to be a woman. But as far
I just don't know what to teach them. I wanted to
and that's why I'm trying to tell you, like, as far as a woman raising men, you just gotta be strong for them. Like,
and that's it. It gotta be more to it than that.
I'm telling you, like, my mother, she couldn't really teach me much. Like, I learned, but she couldn't teach me much about being a man.
Right.
Because she wasn't.
Right. And I know this.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so that's why I say you
like, I'm not one of those women who are like, oh, you ain't no nigga. Nah, I got boys.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
I got
boys. Be strong
I can't
for
teach them how to be men.
And but you just gotta understand, like, hey, I can't do this, but I can walk with you through it. Like, I can't show you, like, as a man, this is what you need to be doing. But as you walking through the steps of your life, I can sit up here and walk side by side with you. We're gonna walk it together. And that's what I mean about being strong with them. Like, hey, if you want to do this, you got to be strong enough to do it with them. If the other one want to do that, hey, you got to be strong enough to do it with them.
I got you. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope things change before. And it's not going to be a dramatic change. It's not going to be our kids that sees the difference. It's not going to be their kids that sees the difference. I think it's going to be a couple generations before Black Lives Matter, so to speak.
Right. I mean, and to the Black Lives Matter movement, you know what I'm saying, I definitely respect everything that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm appreciative of it. I just hope, like, somebody get it corrected. You know what I'm saying? Where it really...
People getting, like, lost in the sauce.
I don't think people getting lost in the sauce, but I think they're letting too much of the world tarnish the name of it now. Like, because you got to think, 2 years ago, it really stood for something.
It stands for some
I'm
shit
saying,
now.
but it didn't have because it's having this much of an impact, I think they need to start standing up for real.
And doing what?
Like, hey, represent something. Because, like I say, they're just putting too much bad influence on the name. Like, they're just...
So, what do you think, outside of the police reform, what do you think could be another thing that the Black Lives Matter, or just black people in general, not even just saying the Black Lives Matter movement, black people in general, what do you think that they could do next? What's the next step?
And that's the thing. I don't personally know. I can't really say. Like,
I was watching Brooks's lawyer, Brashard Brooks's family's attorney, when he did a press conference, and he was saying, like, I don't know what's next. Like, I don't know. We don't know. And what the justice is as we see. You know what I mean? Because that was just fresh from the George Floyd. George Floyd was what, 3 weeks before
I think it might have been 2.
Oh.
I think it might have been 2.
Oh my God.
And I remember. But that's the crazy thing. Like, we don't even know. They saying black people want reparations. What do we really ask for?
It's nothing that they could afford.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we really ask for as
y'all gotta come up off all of this shit. Y'all gotta come up leave. That's the only reparations that they could give us at this point. And they're not going to do that.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
I think that's why so many black people, which I don't know how close I can get to that, but I think that's why a lot of black people say we need to go back to Africa. Because white people never going to leave.
But my thing is, like, as far as when black people say that, I'm going to just say this, like, my granddad not African. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not African at all. So when people say that, that's why I be telling people, like, bro, y'all can go back to Africa. My granddad ain't African. My granddad is...
Your granddaddy African.
Nah, hell nah. They from
from
South America.
Nigga, they started in Africa. South America was just one stop before they got up here.
They were natives. You know what I'm saying? They was natives.
Okay, you one of them. I'm black.
Just telling you, it ain't I'm black. I'm definitely black. My mama folks from Africa. Most definitely. They from Africa. They definitely from Africa. But I'm just saying my daddy you know what I'm saying? I got some good hair from them. If you see the cousins on my mama's side, they really be hanging. Cause they ain't got this.
Whatever. This man's retarded. But no, the point that you made earlier about the
as far as the Black Lives Matter movement, I just think it's time for somebody to step up as far as leadership and guidance on where this movement is gonna go and how much of a wave this movement is gonna pick up within the next 3 to 5 years.
Yo. On that note, we are going to have another break. Give us one moment. We'll be right back with you. You were saying how you felt that someone needs to take the role of leadership.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
For this Black Lives Matter movement.
I definitely feel like that would be an actual helpful thing as far as the longevity of the movement and how strong it's going to stand in the distant future.
But I feel like if we're waiting for somebody to take leadership, nobody's ever going to do it.
But that's why we don't need to be waiting. Once again, we have a lot of people speaking. We have a lot of people voicing their opinions or just having an impact themselves, a lot of celebrities and things like that. Like, it just doesn't have to be one person. Like, hey, you know, they have, like, how they do the Senate and things of that nature. Like, we can have chambers of it or just levels of it. Like, if it's going to really mean something, it's going to really have an impact on black people's lives, then, hey, we need to understand what black people need in America.
I get that.
And if this is going to be the movement that is going to propel that and give us that, what we need, then, hey, we need somebody that's going to stand behind this movement and somebody that's going to guide this movement and have at least an impact on not just the justice system, but have an impact on the communities that these black people live in, that your kind live in. You know what I'm saying?
But while we're waiting on that, not waiting on that, I feel like each of us individually have to be active until someone emerges as the leader, because otherwise we'll get stagnant waiting on this leader to announce themselves.
Right. Okay.
But the point that you said earlier before the show when we were talking about HBCUs and the types of athletes that they recruit.
Correct. HBCU, so for the listeners in the audience, what I said was I feel like these 5-star high school athletes that are number 1 and number 2 in the world and things of that nature, or just in America, they need to be, you know what I'm saying, going to HBCUs, especially, and that could be one of the Black Lives Matter, that can be one of the things that they start pushing, but someone will have to take the lead on that. Exactly. And start influencing, hey, listen, these HBCUs, I know these white schools, they come down here and bribe y'all and pay y'all and things of that nature. But hey, these HBCUs, let's start putting this money back into your people.
Community.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true, and I definitely agree, because I graduated from an HBCU, so
I went to an HBCU as well.
I love my HBCU, but baby, if y'all had put in the pamphlet that the football team was gonna be sorry like they was, No, I'm just playing, but our football team was sorry. I think that's something that we definitely need to be going to these HBCUs. But my question is, because I know a little bit about sports, but not much. Are they actually recruiting? Like, are they drafting kids that go to HBCUs? Has there ever been any athlete that was drafted to the NFL from a HBCU?
I'm not. I know in football most definitely. But as far as basketball, I'm not for certain. Now there has been athletes that have been drafted that would have gone to D2. You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
SWAT schools and things of that nature. But those also HBCUs also are D2 schools and
that's true.
Things of that nature. I think Howard is a D1 school, but they don't have anybody to recruit their school. You know what I'm saying? Because
so is it the money that causes?
It's the money and the name and what comes with it. Like, you got to think about it. I understand it. Certain schools have legacies, but HBCUs also have legacies.
Oh yeah, deep rooted ones.
You know
what
I'm saying?
Real.
But as far as sports go, like Duke is a prime. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. College, like that's my favorite college team. But
for all sports.
No, just for college basketball. Like as far as football go, I'm still a Georgia boy. You know what I'm saying? But college basketball, I'm a Duke fan. Like watching Duke basketball actually got me into playing basketball.
I got you.
But back to it, like Duke, they're a prime school. You're going to get people come there. They're going to watch you every day, every time you play. NBA scouts. Duke is on TV. Every time they play, they on TV.
Right.
So you get to go out there and showcase. Like, they put on the show. But
you're saying HBCUs don't put on a show?
They put on a show, but they don't get that publicity because you don't get 5-star athletes going to HBCUs. That's just like back in our day of growing up and things of that nature. We had like real athletes in high schools. Like now, all the athletes going to prep schools or things like that. Yeah, like you getting people going to like St. Pius or.
So are they there on scholarships?
No,
because they're good players.
No, they're not there on scholarships. They're there because they're good players, and the school made the means for them to get there.
So they paying their tuition?
No, not. I mean, college, yeah.
No.
They get their tuition paid, but school is something different. Yeah, most definitely. Like private schools.
That's what I mean. Are they giving them scholarships to go to these schools?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't go to a private school. I just know they're getting. They're getting them in there.
College tuition. Some of these private schools.
They're definitely getting them in there.
No, I went. But yeah, I mean, so I guess so. At the end of the day, it's the student, the athlete themselves who makes the decision. And you're saying that you feel like these athletes.
I don't. Yeah, it's the athlete, but it's also
who decides what school they go to, right?
Yeah, but it's also once again, it's the school that recruited them. You know what I'm saying? So because they may have 5-6 different schools that recruit them, but once again, like if you got a big school that's recruiting you, then you're thinking about the publicity that's gonna come with it, especially if you're a good player.
Right.
You're gonna think about the publicity that's gonna come with it, and your chances of if you're trying to get to the next level of playing in the NBA, how much of a chance that it increases playing for a big school. And I understand that. But if you have, so now what they're doing in college, they're doing it like they're doing it in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So these kids is growing up, going to all these different camps, mingling with each other, meeting and greeting with each other, mm-hmm. getting tight with each other, and going to the same college. Mm-hmm. So they're going out here and creating super teams.
I got you.
So, if they start doing that for HB, I mean, but that's what they calling it. Really? Like, if you got to think about it. If you got 4 of the best players in a state all on the same college mm-hmm. team, like they're the best players in that state.
That's not fair.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
they're doing this based off of them like making a bond and connection. Like, we're gonna go to the same.
So like, okay, for instance, I say Duke again. They had Zion Williams, Cam Reddish, and R.J. Barrett. Mm-hmm. So R.J. Barrett's from Canada. He was the number 1 player in the whole country of Canada. He was the number 1 high school player in the whole country of Canada. Zion Williams, he was the number 1 player in South Carolina. Cam Reddish was the number 1 player in Georgia. And all of them went to Duke.
And where did they meet each other previously?
I mean, they met each other playing basketball, just going to different camps, traveling to different states and things of that nature. You got to think, like, when you're the number 1 player in somewhere, like, you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about each other. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they just teamed up. So if you start influencing these young kids, like, hey, you ain't got to go up here and live like a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because you going up here to put on a show and you're not getting paid for it. Like, they might be taking care of you, but they're not putting money in your pocket.
And then when you mess up, they throw your ass away.
Right out of there.
Real quick. Because I know a couple people that were, you know what I mean, athletes in high school and go to a good school and get down there. And so wait, the boy who is Tampa Bay's quarterback, Winston, ain't that his name? Yeah. Didn't he steal some food or something like that?
Yeah, he got caught stealing some crab legs.
Anyways, that wasn't the point that I was getting at. Why they ain't put him out?
I mean,
because he fired?
I wouldn't even say he was that good, but it was just on the simple fact of, hey, he was a young kid. He made a mistake, and we had just won. I think they had just won the national championship.
That's what it was. Let's clarify that.
Yeah,
that's what it was, because it ain't got nothing to do with him being a young kid because he black. And I know folks do that. So it was because he wanted them some shit. Okay. That's why. Make them some money to keep you around.
I mean, but that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day about Kyrie Irving and how he's, trying to sit out for the season. And he's doing this, let me make sure I got it correct. He's doing this in protest, like Black Lives Matter, or because he's scared of COVID? Because I've been hearing both.
I mean, I'm not for certain about it, because like I said, what I heard Kyrie talking about was, he was talking like, he was saying some certain things, but it didn't have any direction. Like, if you sit out this season, what are you gonna do? What are the players gonna do? Like, where do they go? Or do they get out here in the streets? Like, are we gonna get out here in the streets? Are we gonna help people?
I don't know. Like, do you feel like we could form our own league?
Most definitely. Ice Cube did it.
I don't know why. That's what, like, I don't.
But it's gonna take money. See, Ice Cube did it over time, and he did it with a lot of backing. You know what I'm saying? And then once he was able to create a crowd and create a real following, he was able to pay that backing off, and now he's doing it on his own. But that's all it's gonna take. If you get LeBron, I mean, back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. He's a perfect person for him to say that he feels like he can make a difference while he's
But LeBron
playing.
On the back end, like LeBron is 35. He's finna be 36. He on the back end of his career, so he's not gonna continue to play basketball. So you got to start with the young guys. Once again, you got to start with the young guys. You got to start with these high schoolers and these college boys. But it, like you say, it'll take somebody like LeBron to get out here and start up a league. Because back in the day, in the early 2000s, when you go up there, you can hear, I mean, y'all just came from New York, so you hear about Rucker Park and things like that. They used to have 5-on-5 in the hood. All the NBA players come out there and play 5-on-5. The rappers out there big.
That's so cool.
You know
like, seeing that, I'm country, so I don't get out much. But seeing that, the courts in front of the projects and all that, it was like the movies. Movie. But you know what I mean, I imagine that was probably cool growing up in.
And then I think I was telling Natalie maybe at one point, because we were talking about And One. It might be Natalie or maybe Dash. I was telling about And One. Like, And One did it. They started up their own basketball league.
I remember, and they were on TV.
They made it on TV.
They were on TV.
They were on ESPN. Out here doing tricks with the ball.
I forgot about
traveling
that.
around the world, getting paid.
So I don't know why people feel like they can't, that we can't
but
do
it's
that.
It's just the NBA is the shield. Like, it's not really about the person. It's about the brand. Like, hey, bro, I played in the NBA. I played on the prime professional level.
That's lame, in my opinion.
I mean, that's how it go. Because you got to think, you got people that go play overseas and stuff like that. But they don't make it to the NBA, so it's just not. It's overlooked, kind of.
I feel you.
But if you get somebody like you said, if you get somebody like LeBron,
I hope that was just so disappointing because, I know people say they be talking about how he fall on the ground and stuff like that. But I like LeBron, so that was just really disappointing when he said that the other day, like, that he felt like he was gonna do it from inside of the inside of the NBA, he said he can feel like he can make a difference, but I don't know. To each his own. I just feel like I feel like he just more concerned about his ring. Like what I was saying earlier in the conversation, how people sometimes that guaranteed paycheck makes them afraid to step out onto some shit on their own. Like LeBron know he good and he getting money, so, and like you said, he's like 35, so that's kind of later in your basketball career.
I mean, for a player like him and the caliber,
so
but not only that he's been in it so long, but the caliber of player that he is. Because Kobe played 20 years, Tim Duncan played 19 years, LeBron on his 17th, but the caliber of player that he is, like he's a ball dominant player, he's a physical player, and he's a skillful player. So what he contributes to his team and to the game of basketball is more than what a 21-year-old or a young dude would do.
Right.
And, you know, he's 35, so he ain't going to have too many just good, solid years of doing what he's doing.
Right.
Still jumping out the gym and all of that type of stuff.
Right. Well, I hope you change your mind, Brian.
I mean, like I say, after the NBA career, maybe he probably can do something like that. No, it's not. That'll be a big. He's gonna be bigger. He's gonna be a bigger name after his career.
This is when he would make the biggest statement, though. Now, I mean, it's gonna piss a lot of his fans off. I'm sure, because I'm sure it's a lot of people who would.
It's gonna piss a lot of Lakers fans off.
Right.
Like the Lakers are gonna be pissed if LeBron just leave and go play for a Negro League.
Not a Negro League.
That's what it's gonna be.
That's what they were called, though. Yeah.
It's gonna be a Negro League.
Nah, I don't want y'all to call it that.
That's gonna be what we're going back to. We're going back to the Negro League.
No, can we? No, because I
Negroes
think like
gonna
that just
shine.
make me feel like that's just remind me of what they used to call us. I don't know. I would hope that we can think of another name, please. But no, I'm here for the new our own league. I get it. You can play it safe and get people on the inside, but I say fuck it. Whatever. So, that's our sports segment.
Wrapping it up. So,
Let's
I heard
do
you got a
our-
game.
Let's do our game.
Okay.
I don't know if you all are familiar with Black Card Revoked.
Ah, man, she done set us
I don't
up.
have a deck, but I do have one card. Yeah, let me see the deck.
She done set us up during this session, y'all.
Uh-oh. We're not gonna play the whole thing. So this is Black Card Revoked. This is the 5th edition.
For those who haven't played this, be on guard.
Yo,
like,
it's so fun. We play it. We get drunk, and you can play it in teams. But they have questions. They're either a majority rules question or a true or false question. So this is a majority rules. With a majority rules, basically, whichever answer the most people pick is the right answer. So JT, this question is for you. Answer the question. Which song is the ultimate twerk anthem? A, Whistle While You Twerk. B, Doo Doo Brown. C, Tootsie Roll. Or D, Back That Ass Up.
I think I got my answer.
I'm ready.
I want to go with D for $1 million.
That's a good answer right there. A, absolutely. Back That Ass Up is the national twerk anthem.
I think that's the longest. I think that and Knuckle If You Buck are songs that I still hear in the club, and I think they're about 20 years old.
Absolutely. Now. And I still am with the shits for both songs. Just as I was back at Figure 8 and the Libra.
Oh, man.
So
That's real history.
I definitely
Shout out to the real ATLians.
Have the time. I actually got this on Amazon, but it's Black Card Revoked. This is the 5th edition. They have multiple editions. So yeah.
If you've never played the game, just be aware, okay?
Yeah, it's fun. Y'all gonna argue.
And y'all better know your blackness.
Yes.
It'll definitely pull your black card
yes.
too.
We've learned that some folks ain't really about
Niggas,
that life
they ain't
like
really
they act
niggas
like
out
it.
here.
So, Herb, we have our high question of the day.
High question of the day. Is the S in scent silent or the C in scent silent? Think about that.
Because scent, as in change,
It's spelled how?
does not have the S. It's just the C, and it's still the same sound. You know, whoever made up the English language, y'all just was fucking around with some shit, huh? And just like, throw that there.
Right.
There. Even though it sounds the same. Spell it, throw a letter in front of it. Put a K in front of it, make that bitch silent.
Right.
So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to our the
very first
session of Mother Loving Session, the podcast. You all make sure that you tune in next week. Again, thank you to our sponsors, always the Smokers,
Hey.
Southside the brand, everybody that shows us love. Thank you again. Make sure you stay tuned next week, Friday, same day. See y'all later.